Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Creative Caffeine Podcast. Back again. Nice.
What's up, guys? You are listening to the Creative Caffeine Podcast. My name's Connor.
My name's Ben.
And in this podcast, if you're looking to live that creative life, this is the podcast for you. We're going to be talking all things video,
Photo,
and content creation. The good, the bad,
and the ugly.
So sit back, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and enjoy.
Just cut the just shoot the audience. Boom. We have coffee today. Chink. It's not a very satisfying chink.
No,
so
it's not.
We'll swap it out with this.
There
Hey.
we go.
Very good. What are you going for, bruv?
Cappuccino. As per
tradition.
Yeah.
Caramel latte. It's got to be. I haven't had Costa in ages.
Have you not?
Nah.
To be fair, I tend to go Starbucks if there's an option for two.
I don't know which one I prefer because there's like the big three: Costa, Starbucks, and Cafe Nero.
Yeah, I think Nero is my favourite. Like if I'm in Welling, I'll always go to Nero. Although when I go to Welling with Bart, it's normally like Nero in the morning, then we'll go to Starbucks in the afternoon.
See, I didn't actually realise. I've just realised it's actually in my pocket. But I've been going Hermitage so much recently. Didn't even realise they got a loyalty card.
Really?
Yeah, I've been going there for so long and only just found out they've got a loyalty card and you can get free coffee.
And that's actually true, the money you could have saved because their coffees are expensive.
It's £4.20. That's the number. $4.20 for a for a caramel latte. Yeah,
really.
$4.20.
Wow.
But then sometimes it'll fluctuate. I think I've said that before on a pod where like sometimes coffee shops will just charge us like a random amount. Oh, computer's going off. That probably didn't even pick up anyway.
Like almost half an hour's work of my part-time job just
Literally.
for one coffee at the Hermitage.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Terrible.
Yeah, mad.
Wow.
Before
they
we
are
get,
good coffee though.
yeah, let's banging coffee. Before we get into it, guys, follow us on Spotify. We're nearly at like 100 followers. That would be great.
Dude.
We can actually see how many followers we've got now on Anchor. Oh no, I'm not force quitting an application. Yeah, we got like 93 followers. So I'm gonna have to close Chrome. At the moment, if you hear any fans whirring, I'm currently transcoding like. I mean, Bez, how many files do you think this is on the screen right now?
Does it say how many?
It doesn't.
I mean, it's
a lot. It's a lot of files.
At least 300 at least.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'm transcoding a huge big project right now, and I thought I'm not going to need to use my laptop for the duration of this pod.
See it just on the edge of my just here.
Oh,
These
on the
are all
screen.
Files.
that is unreal. That is a lot of stuff to transcode. So I'm just going to like force quit everything on my laptop. Madness. What have you been up to this week, man? What have you been shooting? We haven't done a pod for time. We've been hella busy.
I'm trying to think when we recorded the last one. I don't know what I've done since then.
Was here.
I feel like I've been so busy, but just, you know when you've been so busy, but you don't, it's all kind of gone into a blur.
What the busyness has been.
It's like, so I did a shoot for a bridesmaid shop. Was that since the last one?
That was after the last one, I think.
So I had a shoot in London, which was a bit of a mental shoot with quite a long story to go with it. But long story short, there was a studio in London that they wanted to film in, and it was at Edgware Road tube station, like practically right next to it. And I thought Edgware, like it's in out of London, Edgware, like near Watford. So they sent me like the postcode and everything. So I put the postcode into Waze and it came up. It was just like no results. So I put it into the built-in one in my car and that said no results either. So I was like,
weird.
Okay. And then I just had Edgware in my mind and she was like, oh, near Edgware Road station. So I just thought, oh, I'll go to Edgware and I'll go to the station. So I put Edgware in the sat nav and it started driving me towards Edgware. And then in the end I was like, oh, this doesn't like say Edgware Road. So and then I was like drove around a bit. I put Edgware Road into my sat nav and then started driving further and further in. And I was like, I don't think I'm in Edgware anymore. And then I told Bart to look at the sat nav, look at his map on his phone. And he was like, yeah, we've just gone past Camden. And I was like, what?
Bro.
So I was like, okay. we're very near Central, and I was probably about 10 minutes away from where I should have been.
Mad.
So we turned round, drove all the way back to High Barnet, slung the car on the road there, and then just tubed it in. 2
That's
hours
a good
late for the
shout.
shoot. I
Fucking
mean,
hell.
majority my fault, partly Waze.
Partly Waze, partly you.
Why do these not, like, why do some postcodes not work?
It's annoying. Like, you'd think with Waze, because it's like so community based, you can report accidents, you can
Yeah.
report, you know, cars on the side of the road, you can
Yeah.
report all sorts, but then they can't update the
Yeah.
maps.
But
That's
yeah.
weird.
So and then so they've emailed me and were like, they were completely fine with it. So I was like relieved, and they were like,
That's when they're like, oh, actually, we're running 2 hours behind anyway.
yeah. But then they were
Lighting
like,
guy forgot a cable.
because I was like, oh, I could take some off the invoice for you because like I felt well bad, and then in the end they were like, oh no, don't worry about that. We'll because they have a shop in Chelsea,
Ooh.
so they were like, oh, instead we'll just pay your expenses. Can you do like a free shoot? Like for like a 2-hour brunch that
Fair.
they're having at the shop. So I was like, yeah, I'll do
Sure,
that.
why not? Chelsea, that's
Content for me to share at the end of the day as well. So.
exactly, yeah. Chelsea's a bougie
Kensington.
place.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's been a busy week for me. I've been shooting, like, when was the last pod? The 17th, I think?
I can't even remember.
Something like that. Maybe the 24th? No, it's 17th, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I've been shooting so many Instagram reels for people. It's unreal. Did a
I've
shoot.
seen loads coming up, so.
It's mad. Did a shoot at the British Library. On the 22nd. That was nuts. It was really weird because we were in this place called the Treasurer's Gallery, and there's all these like sacred texts.
Yeah.
There's like the Magna Carta.
Yeah.
There's an authentic, like, well, obviously it's authentic, but there's like an intact copy, and then there's like a burnt copy from like the Great Fire of London or something.
Oh, they were actually like the real deal?
Yeah, the real deal, like the actual Magna Carta, all these different like Leonardo da Vinci like scripts and stuff. And before the shoot, they were like, oh, no lighting. Like, it's got to be like able to be dimmable and not to be plugged in. I was like, we're filming interviews.
Yeah.
How the fuck are we going to do this? Like,
It's great.
yeah. So I was like, I'm going to need some sort of lighting.
Yeah.
They said I couldn't use that because even at dimmed, it was too bright. And it had to be plugged in. I haven't got a V-mount
Would it actually
battery for
affect
that. Apparently, yeah.
Wow.
They dim the lights during the day because it can like deteriorate the text and stuff. So I had to use those little Niwa like panels, the LED panels, which were not fun to shoot because they don't have a diffuser.
Oh, yeah.
So they were on the lowest setting. The light wasn't spreading very far, so it was literally like spotlight lighting. It was not great.
Oh, my word.
It was chaos.
That's insane.
Like, nuts. Like, for low light, luckily, these Sonys
They are
handled
decent.
pretty well. And we're talking camera gear today.
We are very...
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting good with the segues. Like, yeah, there we go. But
However, as well, I was just going to mention, I know I mentioned in the last podcast that I had my first wedding photography gig come up. I've done that since as well at the registry office.
oh no, where is it?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as bad as...
I've seen the shots, they look good,
I know
man.
you mentioned the window, and I saw the window, and I was very happy that the curtains were across it, so...
Yeah,
I
it's
could,
a weird place, isn't it?
it's just very small. I don't feel like there's a lot of room to move
And
around.
the walking out bit, that big banister
Yeah,
in
you
the
don't-
middle.
Oh, yeah. You get, like, no room for, like, when they're walking back up the aisle.
Yeah.
There's only, like...
Because you've got to walk backwards and then you've got to go left for a
Round,
door.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. And that door's really tight, especially if you're
The
doing
door's
video.
also really ugly in the background.
It's
of the shots.
rank, innit? It's
Yeah.
rank. Like, if you're doing the video there and you've got a gimbal, you've got to sort of keep an eye on your framing whilst also turning left and going for a really tight door. I
Yeah.
feel for any wedding videographers
It
who have
was,
to shoot at Stevenage Registry Office.
And, like, the worst part as well was outside when they were doing the confetti bit with the banister bit. Kind of, it goes round, and then I
Yeah.
was, like, trying to...
Automatic
It was
doors.
kind of hard to organise all the guests to, like, go round like that. But
Yeah.
I say all the guests, you're not allowed that many guests there, I don't think, are you?
I don't know. I've done a wedding there once, and I've got the photos here, but it was like an Indian wedding. That was the one I think I mentioned that the groom's mother hated the actually they're on portals. The groom's mother hated the bride. Oh yeah, here we go. This is one of the funniest shots I've ever seen. The bride, the mother of the groom, did not want to smile at all in any of the photos. It was fucking awkward. Will it load? Bro, why won't you load? Oh, there we go. I'll just zoom in. Would not smile.
Wait, so she hated...
She is his mum. Yeah. She hated the bride. Like, she... awkward smile. She would not smile in any of them. Like, the bride didn't care. She was having a good day. She wasn't going to let anyone ruin her day, which I thought, full respect to. But let me find the Stevenage Registry Office. Oh, there we go. Right.
I don't know how you can get married to someone that, like, your families don't get on. It's just set yourself up for awkwardness. Yeah. Especially for the groom as well, like.
Literally. So these are the shots we got. Like, we got some nice bits of confetti. Yeah. I don't know if you can see on the screen, like on the laptop. Actually, let me put it up there. Yeah. We got some all right confetti shots, but it's just that just doesn't look great.
And because the light's so tragic inside, I felt that when I came out to do the confetti shot, it was like...
Yeah.
It was almost so nice because it was like, the natural light.
The easiest thing is to go black and white, like... Yeah. The lighting weren't great.
It looks like a hospital. It's always white.
It looks like a dentist's office.
Yeah.
It looks like a dentist's office, but there we go. We move. But we're talking camera gear today.
We are.
We are both avid Sony fanboys.
Yep, we are. Only way to go.
There's no two ways about it.
No two ways. Mm-hmm. Unless there is a small exception if you shoot red or black magic.
Red or black magic. You're considering a black magic?
I am. And then there's so many things. I just need to borrow one first, I think, and then work it out.
Hasn't Culver's got one?
He does, yeah. Culver's has one, and then also Natalie's Mark has one.
True,
as well.
Yeah. Has he got the 6K or the 4K?
He has the 6K, which apparently he's selling as well. So, I'm going to try one of them out first. I think they both have the 6K, and then maybe buy his if it's still on up for sale.
Little tangent. We're hoping to get a guy called James Matthews on the pod. Bosch. Sweet.
If he says Bosch on the pod, we're going to have to record it into one of these.
Yeah, make it a soundbite. We probably could. I'll just clip something from YouTube. But he shoots on the Blackmagic 6K Pro.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, but it's far from pocket sized, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know why they call it pocket.
The mirrorless cameras.
Yeah, it's so weird why they call it pocket.
They are ugly cameras. I do hate the look of them.
But then when you get something like the Sony FX3 or the FX30, which is like the APS-C size version, they are much more pocket sized.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's
they make
like
it out like
smaller,
it's a
chunky.
GoPro, but it really isn't.
It's so weird. Yeah, he shoots on a Blackmagic. We're hoping to have him on the pod.
Yeah,
in the coming
if he
months.
Responds to me, he responded once, and then I need to probably follow up on that one.
We've got to follow up. Yeah. There's a client tip. Follow up on your leads. But
I'm rubbish at that.
I've got now reminders on my website for following up.
Have you?
Yeah, because otherwise I will just forget and just lose track of like people who've messaged or people who've inquired.
It's always like I feel like I don't want to lose them as a client and piss them off because I try to put myself in their shoes and be like, if this guy was just hounding me after, I was like, I'd probably just give up and block him.
Yeah, that's a shout.
But I don't want to go too far, but at the same time, I've got to follow up, haven't you? But
yeah. So, yeah, we're going to chat camera gear. How should we go for it? Should we go for, like, each brand individually?
Yeah.
Should we start with the worst first?
Yeah, let's go with the worst.
Let's go with the worst. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Nikon. Oh. I need to get used to the new button layouts.
Buttons.
We'll start with Nikon. Now, if you're a video shooter, Nikon ain't the one for you.
Yeah.
It ain't it. Nikon, however you pronounce it.
To be fair, I was very surprised they had a video setting on there.
Yeah.
They don't like talk about video at all. They don't sell it as a.
Yeah.
They don't even put anything.
I know they've got these.
They're completely photo, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they've got these ones called the Nikon Z9 or the Z. Is it the Z6?
Because every other brand has cine cameras. Nikon doesn't.
Well, they're trying to. The autofocus I don't think isn't there. They've got here on Wex. We've got a Nikon Z6 II. and it does actually have some video specs.
Is it 4K?
It is 4K.
Ooh.
I'm trying to find the video specs. I mean, like I say, they don't really push video too much. I would say if you're looking to get a Nikon, you're probably looking to shoot landscapes because the autofocus. Oh, here we go. Captures truly stunning for 4K UHD 30 frames per second video. 10-bit. It says recorded via HDMI. So do you not get internal 10-bit? That's really weird. I definitely think this is a photo camera. I've probably chosen the wrong kind of Nikon to look at. But if you're looking at getting a Nikon, it's a good beginner camera, isn't it?
I think it just depends when you started as well, because obviously, like way back when I was like way younger, like my granddad was quite a successful wedding photographer, and like he always swore by Nikon to the point where it was like everything he had is Nikon. Then when he died, obviously we've kind of like inherited loads of his Nikon stuff, and like my mum uses like the Nikon camera, and it was like we just got loads of them now, and like they are good for photos, but they like if you put it side by side with a mirrorless photo, you can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah, like Nikon have got some mirrorless cameras, but the most people that I know that shoot Nikon or Nikon, they use their DSLRs, don't they? And DSLRs are dead. So if you're looking to buy a camera, don't get a DSLR.
Don't get a DSLR.
It's mirrorless all the way. It has to be.
What you got to think about it is like a DSLR is like a brick phone, and it's like
it is like a brick. Yeah.
They like at one point. I remember when I first started YouTube, I was like, oh, I've got to get a DSLR.
Yeah.
And then it's just there's so much effort to uphold as well, because like with a mirrorless, if you want to clean it, you've got two little bits you need to clean, the lens and then the sensor.
These two have got sensor cleaning built in, which is DSLR, great.
You've got to like lift the mirror, clean it, and
use the brush, the little blower thing.
It's just so much effort.
It's long. Yeah, Nikon, I don't think. I mean, when you look at those professional camera magazines, you know, like Digital Camera or Canon Shooter, those sorts of magazines.
They've all got Nikon on the front.
They've all got Nikon on the front. All of the landscape shots, because I've picked up a few of them in my time, and I'd say the majority of the people that are shooting like these epic, stunning landscapes are shooting with Nikon. Yeah, I personally wouldn't use it for video.
Lenses are so cheap compared to other brands and stuff though, because my mum's inherited like a well good one from my granddad that was like a something to 500, and then got to 2 times converter on there as well.
Ooh,
so like
make it like a 1600 or something.
Yeah, it goes so good.
Jeez.
You can proper zoom in on stuff, but like obviously a Nikon lens is going to be so much cheaper than like a Sony lens,
Sony
like
G Master or a Canon L series, or
no one would be doing landscape photography if they were Sonys.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, let's go to Sony. I say the last 2 or 3 years, Sony have been absolutely killing it. With their cameras. They've been putting out so many cameras, from like your vlogger series, like the ZV-1s, the ZV-E10s, which are like good sort of intermediate sort of cameras. Then they've got like, you know, like your Sony FX3, which is like the cinema camera. Yeah. It's basically like an A7S3, but with like a cinema body. You didn't like the A7S3, did you?
I mean, I could probably deal with it better now because I was going from an FS7 at uni to
different menu
like went from a cine camera to a mirrorless, and then it was just very weird. And then obviously now I primarily use an A7 III, so going to an A7S III probably isn't actually too bad now. But it was all like because we were using Samyang cine lenses on it, and they just left the little ring around the edge.
I've been looking at the Samyang 85.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
No autofocus on them, I don't think.
No, this one's got autofocus.
Oh, has it?
It's f1.8. It's
Very
Sony
nice.
E-mount. I saw Lizzie Pierce do a video on it the other day.
Samyang's quite a good price as well.
Yeah, I had it in my Amazon basket because I was shopping. Samyang Sony 85. It was like 500 quid.
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad
for
at all.
For a lens.
For an 85 f1.4.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jeez. Damn. I like the way Sony lay out their cameras, because they've got the Sony A7, like A7 III, A7 IV. Those are sort of like the hybrid ones, so they're good for photos and videos like this. That does 4K. I've got 2 Sony A7 IVs. They do 4K 60, which is great for video, but then also it's 32 megapixels, which is still great for photos if you need to crop in. So those are sort of that like their hybrid range. Then you've got the A7S range, which is mainly focused for videos.
Yeah.
So you got like the A7S III, which every bloody YouTuber under the sun has.
Yeah.
But then again, if you want to take photos on it, it's only 12 megapixels.
Is it 12?
Only 12 megapixels. I mean, it's probably enough. People aren't really going to notice.
Print big.
Unless you're printing big, yeah. But then they've got the photo line, which is like the A7R.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's their latest one?
Took to Iceland and his like photos were like butter smooth.
What's their latest one? The A7R.
Is it 5?
A7R5, yeah. Megapixel count. Let's have a look. A7R5. It's $4,000. Nice. It's 61 megapixels. It shoots 8K. I kind of feel like this should be in like the hybrid range.
Sony confused me with that because they released like the A9 and
the A9's like a high megapixel one as well. Yeah.
It's like, well, if your A7R is like your photo range, then what's the point in all like these A?
Yeah, they've not released an R for a while. I can't remember when the Sony A7R Mark II came out, but it was long ago.
Did they do like an A? It was like an A1, was there? And an A9?
Oh yeah, what's the specs on the Sony A1? Sony A1 is like the god tier camera. Like it's nearly $6,000. Like it ain't gonna be cheap.
I've shot with one wedding photographer that's used one before, and I was like, oh my word, like, is it actually that good?
50 megapixels, 8K up to 30, 10-bit 422, 4K 120. It doesn't have a flip out screen.
It's basically a cine camera.
It is sort of like a cine camera. It doesn't overheat, even in 8K, which is mad. It's got full-size HDMI. That's unreal.
That's half the price of my car, though. Like, it's just, you can't really, like...
And it's on sale. It's on sale. It was $6,500. It's now
use it all the
just
time,
under
but
$6,000.
with a camera, like, I don't know if I could justify, like...
Unless you were doing solely weddings and you know you can make that back with like 4 weddings,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't buy it. So I'm going to close that tab before I buy it.
But that's 4 weddings without tax.
Yeah, but then there's something like the A7R5, which people have been loving. It's got this weird flip out screen. So it flips outwards, but then also it does the up bit. Oh, okay. It's like got like a multi sort of bracket sort of thing. It's really weird. It looks pretty cool. New AI-powered deep learning. I mean, AI is just getting in everything now, isn't it?
It's right on my website for me.
It's right in your website. It's right in my. It's right in my Instagram posts. Like it's nuts. Like it's got animal, bird, vehicle, and insect subject detection. I mean,
insect.
I mean, what are you using? What? Like a macro lens with that? Insect detection.
That is insane.
Yeah.
It's like got an ant. It's like, yeah,
I know.
detected it.
Yeah, literally. Just doing a photo shoot.
Focus on an ant.
Mate, if it does that, that'll be nuts.
That's insane.
That is pretty nuts. Yeah, Sony's, we love Sony's. We are probably being a little bit biased here.
I mean, yeah. The only gripe I have with Sony's is that they release a bit too fast and I can't keep up because obviously I get used to like the A7 III and I'm like, right, because like when you shoot weddings, you like to know your way around your camera like perfectly. Like you have to master it so that, like, say that you probably have like 2 seconds between 2 different things that are happening. You need to be able to quickly change between.
You got to be able to do it blindfolded, didn't you?
Yeah. So it's like, right, I've got that file with my A7 III, and then like they're like, oh no, the A7 IV's out now. You need to get that. Yeah. And then it's like, oh my god, like 1, I don't have the money. 2, like I've got to like. Well, I know my camera now, but it's like learn more stuff on top of that. Yeah. And it's like it's almost like I need to space it out a bit more because it's constantly like, well, as well with weddings, you've got to have top equipment because if you don't, then people will find someone else.
And if you get top equipment, you can charge more as well.
Yeah. But like if someone that knows about cameras comes up to you and you're like shooting on I don't know, on just like an old A7 or something, like my B cam's the A7S II, but if that was my main camera and then someone would be like, oh, well, I know someone with an A7 IV, I'll go to them. Yeah. But like, it's so impossible to keep up with the cameras right now because
last year, I think Sony released so many cameras. They released like one a month or something. They did like a ZV-1, then they did a ZV-1F, a ZV-1, like a ZV-F10 or something. Then like, they've done the FX3, they've now done the FX30, which is like an basically the same thing, but APS-C. What else have they put out? so many new lenses. Like they've got the power zoom range, and then they've got like the G Master ones.
Yeah.
They just put out so much
Every
stuff.
camera company's doing it now as well. Like GoPro's doing it. Like as soon as you bought something, it's out of date the next day, and it's just like, well,
we were literally chatting about GoPro before we started recording.
Yeah.
I haven't used my GoPro 10 for ages.
yeah, and like
I haven't found a use for it.
I hardly use mine, to be fair. It's just
I wanted to record like some loads of like POV photo walk things, like you know what Teppo's doing at the moment on his channel. They're really cool. They're quite relaxing to watch. If I can find his
my
channel.
GoPro is just so temperamental that I just gave up because
Well, you got the 9.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
ever
upgrade
since
to
I
the
bought
10.
it's like I know they're practically the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I wouldn't upgrade from the 10 to the 11 because the only difference is you get 10-bit now.
Well, yeah, the only thing I noticed between the 9 and the 10 is that it's got a blue logo, not a white one or something.
Yeah. These things are cool, like these little POVs, but I've not...
He lives in a nice looking place, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I haven't found, like...
Maybe in Iceland.
Some good spots here. Yeah, in Iceland we'll have to go back. Like, these sorts of videos are cool, but I don't do too much action stuff. It's, yeah.
It's one of them things, it's like, ever since I got my GoPro, it was so... I don't know, whenever I went to use it, it would either freeze or... The mode wouldn't switch smoothly, like the screen's a bit laggy.
Mine would overheat.
Yeah, and that.
Speaking of overheating, let's talk Canon.
I mean, Sony are known as well in their smaller bodies.
Yeah, in their A7 III does overheat. We've eliminated that problem now. Yeah. No more Sony overheating.
Bought 2 A7 IVs.
They are my babies. They are my children. The the Canons. Yeah, Canon haven't released many cameras like as rapidly as Sony has. Like their last sort of 3 big releases, would you say? Canon R5,
R6.
Canon R6, and this Canon R3.
Yeah,
which
and they've done like another Cine release.
The R5C, R5C, yeah, which it's got mixed reviews because it's got a separate dial for photo and video, but it also takes like 10 seconds to switch between each one. It's like a separate menu. Like you get with the video one, you get like the Canon Cine menu. With photos, you get like the standard Canon menu, but it takes 10 seconds to like switch between.
Wow.
Apparently also drains your battery like loads. Canon's good. Like we've both had Canons.
Yeah.
I had a couple of Canon M50s. I had a Canon M6 Mark II. Recently, about a year ago, sold all of them. Sold all my Canon gear. Just gone. All gone. So
yeah, I mean...
I'm in the Sony ecosystem now.
I was never Canon mirrorless. I was...
DSLR.
Canon was my first ever, SLR for YouTube. I just had like the 1300D way back.
Nice.
And it was like 720p 60.
Yeah. Love it. Cinematic.
Yeah,
I think everyone
was at the time.
Yeah,
and then,
everyone had like a Canon 70D or an 80D, didn't they?
Well, before that, I had a Panasonic camcorder,
Jeez.
which was amazing because it had a flip screen, and I was like, how is such like a good price camera like that, like having a flip screen, but Sony can't even implement it?
It's weird because there was a channel. Do you remember? I don't know if they still post in the same format, but they were called What's Inside, and it was literally like a dad and a kid. They just cut shit open. It's very different now because the
play
kids.
Button, didn't they?
Yeah, and they all used to film it all on like a little dad camcorder thing. And I was like, mad. They got like 10 mil subs.
Used to shoot so much stuff on little terrible cameras as well.
Yeah,
he used to look so good though.
He was always Canon. He was like a Canon 70D, then an 80D, which were actually APS-C cameras, weren't they?
Were they?
Yeah, they were APS-C. I don't think they were full frame.
I don't know.
Now he's Sony.
Now he's
Sony. Good man, Casey.
Gone to the light side.
Yeah, it's gone to the good side. Canon, I think they're trying, but they cripple their cameras. Like with the
they
M50,
all look the same as well.
Yeah, like the Canon M50, I think still to this date is Canon's best-selling interchangeable lens camera. It's got a flip-out screen, it's got good autofocus, it's got all right video, but then they cripple it with the 4K. Yeah. They advertised it, and I don't know why, they advertised it as Canon's first 4K mirrorless camera.
Yeah.
But then when you switch it in 4K, it crops, and you lose the autofocus.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like, it's so
Why do they cripple things like that? They do that with the The Canon R5s. Like, they advertise it as this ultimate 8K camera, but then when people were first reviewing it, they were like, this overheats really badly.
Yeah.
Like, even in 4K.
My old dream camera was a Canon with the old 1DX. That was I remember I used to go into Selfridges all the time.
Look at the 1DX.
Back when I had the money to go to London like every week, and it was like every week I'd go into Selfridges, be like, oh.
Back when Peter was vlogging on a Peter McKinnon vlogging
on. It was so
on.
good. It was just so big, wasn't it?
It was huge. Like Peter McKinnon's right arm must be like hench from like vlogging with that thing. And Matty had one as well. Matty Hapoya, he vlogged on one. And now, I mean, how much is a?
Then they used the EOS R after that, didn't they?
Yeah.
EOS
EOS R. So the Canon 1DX Mark II is, let's have a look on Wex. I don't know.
They don't sell them new now.
Oh wow, this is the 1DX Mark III. It's £2,199.
Wow, I thought it'd be more than that.
Considering that the 1DX, I think that's used. On Jessop's, it's $7,000 for a 1DX Mark III. Fucking hell. That is mad. Wow. And it's DSLR. It's not even mirrorless.
No, you can't justify that.
Nah. Surely. DSLRs are dead. DSLRs are dead. Now Canon's, everyone says Canon's color science is like the one, but I think Sony's up there now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it depends how good you are in post as well. If you're shooting in log, then it's kind of up to you. If you're good at color grading, then you could probably make something quite good out of anything.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think as well with DJI as well, their standard color profile is like Sony.
It's great.
It's like I quite like their standard profile. So if I shoot any small projects that like people are like, oh no, I want it like
quick
edited the
turnaround
next day,
yeah.
then it's like, well, yeah, I'll shoot it in normal then, and maybe chuck a LUT on top, but it will like essentially it is basically Sony's colors though, and they do well.
True. DJI. Oh yeah, should we touch on DJI? DJI make like a whole range of stuff now.
Made a horrid looking cine camera. I don't know what.
It looked like that video of the chicken with the wobbly head. Yeah, it's like a 4-axis gimbal. Yeah. Was it the DJI Ronin 4D or something?
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, I saw one at the trade show and it looked horrid.
DJI Ronin.
Might be a good camera, but
I think it looks incredible, but I don't know what lenses it takes. It takes like its own sort of. There's 3 lenses. There's like a 35 and stuff. It is a very random looking thing. Like, don't get me wrong, the image stabilization you're going to get from that is probably impeccable.
Yeah, I mean DJI makes.
I wonder whose thumbnail
gimbals.
that is.
Oh yeah.
let's take a guess. There we go. Like, it's a weird camera.
It's just like, I don't know. They've.
Is it full frame? Is it APS-C? I don't really know. It's got this LiDAR sensor thing on top.
It just looks like an awkward shape to be holding for a long amount of time.
It's very, very weird. It does look like they've mashed up sort of like a cinema camera body, like an FX7, like there, with a drone controller, and then like an RC or something. It's very, very weird looking.
Very strange.
But the reviews have been great for it.
Yeah. I mean, the footage looked great from what Matty did.
But it's also like $5,500.
It's mental.
Camera gear's so expensive these days.
A DSLR is still more expensive than that, though.
Yeah, the prices just aren't consistent. Like, it's so weird. But DJI, they are the ones to go for if you're looking for a drone. Like,
oh yeah, for drones, and I'd say for gimbals as well.
Gimbals always. I mean, you got the Weeble.
I know Dave used the crane, the
giant crane, yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe like back then, I think they were quite good to start out with.
Fire alarm. It's fire that goes off every Wednesday.
Oh, okay, cool.
It'll go off again in a sec.
So, Zion cranes.
Zion crane. So
there
it goes up again.
Zion crane, I think is very when it first came out it was like top of the market, I think. But whereas now I think DJI have
They've got the RS3, RS3
they've made them
Pro.
all different shapes and sizes, and they've kind of covered the market, haven't they?
They got the RS3 Mini now, which I'm looking at, which looks great.
Yeah,
it looks really cool. Apparently, it can handle like an A7S3 with a 24-70.
That's insane.
It takes a 2 kilogram payload. But then I saw a video on Instagram the other day. Someone, if you don't know what the RS3 Mini is, it's like this tiny little gimbal, but can take like a massive payload. Someone balanced a 70-200 on it.
It makes no sense.
It's so bizarre, and it's like 300 quid, I think, like, or maybe 350. DJI Mini, not Mini 3 Pro. What's it called? DJI RC.
RS3.
RS3 Mini. That's it. 340. That's not bad. And it's got like its own. It's got its portrait mode as well, so you can like
How much
rotate
is that each month if you did it like over time.
I can't do anything over time now because I'm still paying my thingy off. But
you only have to do one at a time.
I think so. Yeah. You can pay over 3 months. I mean, if I logged out of my Amazon account, I'm pretty sure it would show me.
Make a new one.
Make a new one. No, don't have too many monthly outgoings. Like that's the only monthly outgoing I've got for camera gear now. Yeah, they've got the little combos. So they've got one with the mics. Oh yeah, DJI make mics now as well, which is interesting. But drone wise, I mean DJI.
They're releasing so many drones as well, though, aren't they?
And there's going to be more this year as well. We're only in February. They've not released any drone yet.
Like they released that Mavic Classic as well. That was just
didn't like that.
No, I mean the price on it was just ridiculous.
Mini drones. Mini drones. This is my favourite one at the moment. Mini 3 Pro. They did release a Mini 3, but I'm not entirely sure.
I want to buy one of them.
It's great.
Just because they're cheap and small. Like, I don't want to get rid of mine. I just want to get something that's small, but I can't justify spending that price on it. But, like, just
How much is a Mini 3? Because you've got a remote, haven't you? DJI Mini 3 Pro. If you're going to get a drone, I mean, unless, like, you're going to do the full sort of pilot's license thing.
Yeah.
You're actually going to be using it for commercial work. I would say get like a Mini 3 or a Mini 3 Pro because this is less than 250 grams. You're not affected by as many drone laws. It still shoots like 4K 60.
Yeah.
43 megapixels. It's nuts.
Whereas,
48 megapixels, sorry.
I don't know what the weight of mine is, but I got the Mavic Air 2 and it was like way heavier.
Yeah. Whereas this, I mean, has this got a battery in it? No, it doesn't.
It's annoying because they fit in the same size bag as well.
Yeah,
it's size. It's just stupidly heavy.
It
it's probably got so much weight that doesn't need to be on it.
It's the same bag.
Yeah,
no, it's so bizarre.
It's so annoying.
Like, how did I sell it individually? I don't know. Surely they do.
I think they do.
Oh, here we go. 650.
650. Oh, not too bad.
That's not too bad. Oh, has that got? Oh, that's with a remote.
Oh, that's with the remote.
639 on its own. That's not much of a difference. You might as well just buy the remote. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, it is such a good drone.
Yeah, no, they are.
It is brilliant. Like the fact that it can shoot vertical, like
that's so good.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, it shoots vertical. It does like master shots, which is fab. It's a great drone.
That's the thing is they're like the only kind of like company in kind of doing drones really.
Yeah, I don't know, like do you remember GoPro released that drone?
Oh,
the Karma.
GoPro Karma.
Yeah.
Casey's review on that was enough to
Casey's review was horrific of it.
Yeah.
Like people like I remember people reporting that it was just flying away. It was just nose diving down.
Yeah.
It would lose connection and stuff.
I think that DJI have always been like pretty good on it. Like even I had a Phantom 3 before as well and like that survived quite a long time as well. Like before that, you had to stick GoPros on drones. Like I think the Phantom 2 Dave had as well, and he had to stick a GoPro on it.
Have you seen what's it called? The DJI? Is it Enterprise?
Okay.
Big drone. It's what's it called? Oh, DJI Matris 30T. Matris. I don't know how do you pronounce it, but it's huge. It's one of their recent drones.
Word.
It's used for like people who have like farms, agriculture.
Oh yeah. Is it like a what are they called?
Like an emergency. No. I don't think it's really designed for filmmaking.
Oh.
It's sort of designed for sort of like, like search and rescue and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It comes with like this huge remote.
Jesus.
Like it's still on
That's
pre-order.
a drone for taking down other drones that are flying.
Literally,
in the wrong
that's a
places.
drone you weaponize. Like that's the case it comes in. Like it's 10 grand. It's 10 grand for a drone. It is huge. It's got like a built-in like telephoto lens.
Wow.
I think it's got a flight time of like an hour.
What?
Yeah, it is
That's
massive.
annoying because it's like, well, they can make that then. Why don't they just put that into every drone? Because they almost make it out like, oh, we can't fit any more flight time into such a small battery. But
you can.
it's like, yeah.
But then again, I think it's like the weight of the battery impacts it. Because the DJI Mini 3, this is the battery that comes with it. I don't think I've ever really taken the battery out of this.
Oh, really?
No, I don't, because I've only got one battery, just because I found that.
Drone.
Yeah, I just charge it in the drone, just plug it in USB-C, because I found the 35-minute flight time has been enough. So they've got this ultra light battery.
Okay.
I mean, feel the weight of that.
Oh my word.
It's like a toy. That will give you like 35 minutes flight time under ideal conditions. Unless you're flying in sport mode, then you get like 5 minutes.
That pisses me off about DJI though. All this having to move the arms, because on mine, if I wanna, so I have a port.
Oh yeah, yours are
so
in
I
weird
have
places.
An SD card port like there,
On
and
the
then like
side.
USB-C's there. So if I want to put one in, you have to fold the leg out, put it in, then put it back in. Or
Weird.
if you want to plug it, the USB-C in, if you use the internal storage, it's
Yeah.
just sat on my desk like that with half the legs out. And
That's
it's like,
so weird.
I don't know. I feel like they can snap easily because they're quite.
Yeah, they are quite flimsy.
Yeah.
But I don't worry that it's going to like break or anything. Like,
Oh,
it
no.
still feels sturdy-ish. But yeah, this is the battery that comes with it. But in the
so
US, not in the EU or the UK for some reason, you can get this thing called the Intelligent Flight Battery. It gives you 45 minutes of battery life.
What?
Same size, but it's heavier, so it takes it over the 250 gram mark, which is a bit annoying. But I mean, if you need that extra flight time,
Yeah.
I mean, half an hour is good enough for me. Like
The thing is, if like someone saw you flying it, like they'd be like, "Oh, it's just a Mini 3." They're not going to be like, "Bring that down." Like I've got my weighing scales over it.
Yeah,
hung it
literally.
over there.
I mean, it says it on the side that it's 250 grams, which is
Yeah.
which is great. Here's a question: what would you like to see as we wrap up? What would you like to see this year or in the future for cameras, like a feature or some sort of thing?
Arri Alexa Mini sat at the end of my bed. That is what I'd love to see. So I could just, like, yeah.
Why not? I know there's one brand that does it. They're very expensive. Hasselblad.
Yeah, I don't.
They have this, but I would love to see Sony's, Canon's, Nikon have internal storage, so you don't
That
have
would
to
be-
use SD cards. I know there's a Hasselblad because one of my friends, Tiggs, has one. She did some photos of me whilst I was doing photos for her, and I mean the Hasselblad photos look great straight out of camera, but her camera's got 1 terabyte of internal storage. Unreal, but
think
that
it
camera's
will
also
happen.
like really expensive.
Because it happened with the drones, obviously.
Yeah.
Mine has internal now, but when I had the Phantom 3, the amount of times I used to leave the house without an SD card and be like, oh no, there's nothing you can do in that situation.
Literally,
So
you can't fly.
whereas it saved me so many times having internal
Literally.
storage. So I think let's just do it.
Imagine like you rock up with your Sony to a shoot and you don't have to worry about your SD card and knowing that you've got like 128 gig or a terabyte.
I could like start filming a wedding on a camera and then I wouldn't have to keep changing SD cards because I fill up so many cards. Whereas
that would ruin the SD card industry though, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
I mean, there's
SanDisk
certain
would
things.
cry.
SanDisk would be crying. I mean, what SD cards do you use?
SanDisk.
Yeah, I'm on Lexar at the moment.
I used to use Lexar, but I had like one bad experience. So I was like, I'm not risking it for weddings.
They've been pretty fast. Like I've got a Lexar.
They are
here.
fast, but I don't know what happened to mine. Mine just corrupted once, and then it was just really annoyed me. So I was like, SanDisk.
I've been using these ones. They're V60. I'm gonna get maybe like a couple of V90s. They're going to be very expensive, just so I can shoot 4K 60 in S&Q.
Yeah.
Because you can shoot 4K 60 normal on that. But if you want to shoot it in S&Q, you need a V90 card, which is weird.
I think also the the Kingston ones are meant to be quite good as well.
Kingston?
I'm not sure what they're like price wise, but I've been recommended. I've seen people use them and say that they're decent.
They got UHS 2 or whatever it's
Kingston.
called. Kingston. Interesting. What's that? V90. 256 gig. Jesus. The price of that.
Jesus Christ.
Bloody hell. Okay, how much is 128 gig? Because 128 gigs good enough for me.
Yeah.
128 gigs, £102 for a V90. I mean,
I did spend almost
Jesus.
£100 on my Lexar, which is why I was so pissed off when it corrupted, which is why I
Lexar.
never went back.
So a Kingston, we're going to have a little deep dive here. A Kingston 128 gig V90
Yeah.
is £102. Let's see what a Lexar one is. V90. Let's go to 128 gig. 153.
53.
Jesus. Same specs, 300 megabytes per second. 128 gig, V90, UHS 2. Bloody hell. SD cards are expensive.
They are.
Like, literally, imagine if cameras had internal storage.
Yeah.
Like, 128 gig. Like, that's enough for me.
No, exactly.
That would be great.
Oh my word, that is insane though.
Yeah. And on that note, we're going to go die from depression now because of how much storage is.
Yeah, to be fair, I have been thinking I need to buy some more SD. I need to buy some more micro SDs.
Micro SDs.
I have one that works on my drone now, and that's what's really annoyed me with DJI, because obviously I got another, when I bought my last drone, they gave me a SD with it,
They often give you like a free one, don't they?
which they've upped the specs on the drone and software updates so much so that
It's now
SD
too
now
slow.
doesn't work. And I was like, well, like now I'm gonna have to keep buying more, and like the SD card that you gave me now doesn't work because
I've got a 128 gig one in here in the Roadcaster. I don't think I've ever wiped that card because the drone files aren't too beefy and the WAV files on here aren't too mad. So we could still record for like another 14 plus hours on this. Which is mad.
Did I just move? I feel like that screen just shifted a little bit.
Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe because I don't know. Glitch in the Roadcaster.
Got wonky eyes.
Yeah. Anyway, people, thanks for listening, watching.
Thanks for tuning back again.
Thanks for tuning in. We got some guests coming up. We got a guest from Canada, Brit in Canada. The epic Chris Brockhurst. We got a guy called Cameron coming on.
Yeah.
I've got his name. We've got to do him justice because he's a nice guy. He's been in my DMs.
He's the Aussie, isn't he?
He's from Australia. Yeah, he's from Queensland, Australia. So it's going to be weird. We're going to be recording that at like
Be an interesting
6
one.
p.m. our time. No, sorry, 9 a.m. our time, but it'll be like 7 p.m. his time.
That is crazy.
Weird, isn't it? Yeah, we got Cameron McDonald coming on. We got Kirsty Boubert, wedding photographer. That's going to be dope.
And then, so we've also got Jed as well.
Oh, Jed as well, yes.
Friends with
Elliot.
They're like, Jed, Elliot, and Alex are like a little
trio.
creative triangle that, I mean, they all do like different creative things, but like they all do films. So if we could get hold of Alex, that'd be brilliant. But
That would. Hard man to get hold of.
Yeah, hard man to get hold of. But no, Jed's got loads to bring as well, so that'll be decent. So we've got loads lined up.
Happy days. And
Exciting stuff.
yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.